Hello and welcome to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to be going over my portfolio updates since my last portfolio update, and I'll also be going over my Bitcoin investment plan. If you're new here, my goal is to build enough passive income to live off of my investments, and I sold some of my rental properties to buy Bitcoin. I'm not a financial advisor, and this is not financial advice. This is just my journey. We're going to start off with my portfolio updates, and today is June 2nd. Bitcoin is going down. It's already 67,850, and Stretch is currently, as of now, 96.5. We're going to start off with my brokerage account. So yesterday, on June 1st, in the morning, I saw that Bitcoin is going down. And I knew it was going to go down further. So I sold my Stretch position in my brokerage account, well, in all my accounts, immediately. So the only thing I'm invested now in my brokerage account is BTCI, where I bought $10,000 worth of BTCI in the middle of May. And BTCI has definitely gone down, of course, because BTC went down. This is literally the only position I'm losing, my BTCI. I bought BTCI at 36.91 and it's currently 31.37 per share. I knew Bitcoin and BTCI were going to go down, but I kind of wanted to dip my feet in the water with BTCI. I sold my rental properties, or some of my rental properties, in April. So to buy Bitcoin. My last portfolio update was on May 30th. So we're going to do May 31st, June 2nd. Let's see my transactions. Yesterday, I sold my whole Stretch position at 98.75. I did purchase it at 98.88. So I had a little bit of a loss, about $270, $280. But it's not significant. I just knew it was going to go down. So I wanted to sell it so I could buy it back at a discount. If I were to buy it back, let's say at 95, I don't know how low it's going to go, but let's say I'll buy it back at 95. And then I'll sell it at 100. That's a little more than 5%. 5% on 200,000 is $10,000. So let's see how far it goes down. I want to see for a second. Stretch strives to stay around the 100. But when Bitcoin crashes, it still goes down a little. And then its goal is to go back up to the $100 price per share. But let's say over here in August, it did go down to 93.6. And then in November, again, it went down to 92.79. And then in February, 93.67. I don't know how low it's going to go. So that would be great to buy it at a discount. Same in my Roth IRA. I sold my Stretch position as well. I sold it at 98.66. I did buy it at 99.3. So I lost about $100, but that's nothing compared to how much I think it's going to go down. So I saw Bitcoin yesterday morning and I was like, I have to sell Stretch. I want to buy Stretch back at a discount because I know when Bitcoin crashes, Stretch does go down. And same with my health savings account. Over here, I sold Stretch at 98.7 and purchased that also in an average price of 99.3. Oh, by the way, when I said at a loss of 100, I meant my Roth IRA and HSA together. I bought them at the same time, sold them at the same time, and together the loss was a little less than $100. Let's go ahead and update my cutie little table here. I like to see everything together, my brokerage account, my Roth IRA, and my HSA. It's just easier for me to look at it like this when I just put the information in this table. I round it up. So real estate, 115,000 over here is how much I have in my portfolio. Real estate, the equity in my real estate, 115,000. The BTC I purchased for 10,000 this month or last month in May, and I sold my Stretch. So we're gonna put this to 0, and we're gonna add 285. Total portfolio is about 410,000. So I just wanted to update this. And over here, this is my monthly income estimate. according to the current portfolio. I have my distribution rate here, or my dividend yield here, and then real estate almost $400, BTCI income should be around $200 a month, and then FCDXX 3.4% yearly return. So that's about $800 as of now. It's not going to stay like this. This is temporarily. So I'm slowly transitioning from real estate to Bitcoin. And since Bitcoin is going down, I'm being very cautious. I don't want to put all my money and then another dip. So I'm really being patient and waiting for the right time and trying to make profit during this bear market. Now we're going to go over my next table and talk about my Bitcoin investing plan. This was my vision when I sold my rental properties, or some of my rental properties. I wanted to sell all my rental properties this year, but the long-term capital gains tax would have been too high. So I have to sell the last one next year. Over here was kind of my vision, having $100,000 in BTCI and $30,000 in XBCI, the leverage version of BTCI. I had Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP, but I sold that position to lower my taxes for 2026. So I am planning on buying them back and just waiting for the right time. And then my savings account would be Stretch, even though, as you can see, it's not a very safe investment. And then I'll leave some cash in my high yield savings account or in the Fidelity FZDXX money market fund. That was kind of my vision. I actually want to play around with this and see where I can maximize my monthly income eventually from a $410,000 portfolio. This creates around $4,000 a month in income. I do want to play around and see how I could diversify it more, but as for now, I'm focused on Bitcoin. Since I see everything together, my plan for my brokerage account is to hold my money in Stretch, and then at the right time, buy BTCI, BTC, and eventually XBCI. So that is my plan for my brokerage account, and then my Roth IRA and HSA are my tax-free accounts. So with that, I want to hold in Stretch and eventually buy Bitcoin at the right time. And now I'm trading in my Roth IRA and HSA account since it's tax-free. So I could trade as much as I want without paying taxes. So that's what I'm doing. Instead of holding Stretch in my tax-free accounts, I'm trying to maximize my return. So I'm trading in that account. But before we get into that, I wanted to kind of go over so I have this kind of roadmap of when I think Bitcoin would go down. Obviously, nobody knows, but I've been calculating this for a while and using data from previous BTC cycles. I'm holding off on buying Bitcoin because I think it's going to go down. I expected a dip in June during the summer, and maybe it would recover a little during the summer. I don't know. But I believe Bitcoin will reach its lows in sometime around October, November. But I don't know. It might start even in September. But I think around October, maybe even November. So that's why I'm kind of holding off on buying Bitcoin. As you saw earlier, my BTC position is just going down. So I don't like to see my portfolio go down. I'm used to real estate. I don't like these swings. But obviously nobody knows when the bottom is. That's just my 2 cents. It's hard for me to buy Bitcoin when it's going down. Let's quickly go over my Roth IRA and HSA gains for the month of May. As I was saying, I like to trade in my Roth IRA and HSA and try to beat the 11.5 yearly distribution rate for Stretch. I did go over this already in a previous video, but let's summarize it quickly. Over here, I wrote the ex-dividend dates for XBCI, Stretch, and BTCI. I didn't necessarily buy before the ex-dividend date and sell after or on the ex-dividend date. Sometimes I bought and sold before the ex-dividend date, but I was trying to maximize my 11.5%. So we'll start off XBCI. I had a profit of $263 from buying and selling XBCI in the beginning of the month. Stretch, a loss of $129, but I sold after the ex-dividend date, 15th. I sold on the ex-dividend date, so I still get the dividend. Total $17.85, which is not that significant. Same thing for BTCI. I bought and sold at a loss of $314, but I sold after the dividend date, or BTCI 520. I sold on the ex-dividend date, and I got the dividend of $341. Profit of $26. And then I bought Stretch back at 99.3. This is my Roth IRA and HSA transactions combined. So these are average prices for my Roth IRA and HSA. So I bought for an average price of 99.3, and I didn't sell it by the end of the month. Total for May, $307.62. That would be a yearly return of 23.86. So I beat the 11.5%. And I want to do this in the month of June. I already have my little table ready. I wrote down the ex-dividend dates for XBCI, STRC, and BTCI. So the ex-dividend date for XBCI is June 3rd. That means I have to buy it by June 2nd. XBCI, obviously it's going down because BTC is going down. Only today, 8.73%. So I'm going to hold off on that. And then I wrote Stretch. The ex-dividend date is June 15th. And BTCI, the ex-dividend date is June 16th. And the first transaction I did this month was yesterday, June 1st. I sold my Stretch for an average price of $98.67. And I started the month off with almost a $100 loss. Stretch is currently $96.66. Let's see, if I were to buy back Stretch now in my brokerage account and Roth IRA, so I'd buy with this amount and I would have about 160 shares. Now, let's say I will sell at 100 price per share, 160 shares, and I would sell 160 shares, and my profit would be $536 if I sell right now. So that would bring me to a total profit of $438 as of now. I'd be at 33.85% compared to the 11.5% yearly distribution rate for Stretch. So I will see you in my next video. Subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on any portfolio updates. On this channel, I do portfolio updates, and I also share my investing strategies, and I take you along my financial independence journey. And also, I put timestamps in the description box so you could kind of go through the different topics that I talk about in the video. And I will see you in my next video.